I told you, surprised me, man. I like Chris Stapleton. I like old country music. I don't like the stuff that they have out now. I don't consider it country music. He plays soul music. He plays a little bit of rock. He plays like the stuff I remember growing up listening to.
Yeah, I was turned on to him probably about like a year and a half or so ago.
He's got a lot of soul, a lot of he's bluesy. It's great. I love that stuff.
Welcome, friends. Thank you so much for joining Tony and I today. We appreciate you all coming in. When you have a moment, please tap my kangaroo as much as you possibly can tonight and share the live. We got a good one tonight, huh?
It really works. I'm tapping your Kangol right now.
Please do. Hey, Janaea, welcome.
So, real quick.
Maria, what's happening? Jamie,
wow, we already got 21 people in here. Nice. So, oh wow, it's 8:02.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So, real quick, Rav and I were talking about this yesterday, and we had a pretty good. It was an eventful weekend. But it started. I had a rough week last week. Last week, I coming home from work, it was a long week at work, and I always seem to something on here always seems to just bring me back in and bring perspective back into life. All right, yeah, you had a rough day or you had a rough week, but there's always something that reels you back in and appreciate people that you have in your life, and people that are on this platform are just so great. The silliest little thing in the world, and I told you this, I am not a content creator. I tell Rab all the time that he puts out the impactful posts for Bari Male because I think that he's just so phenomenal at it. And I throw a lot of filler stuff in because I don't think I'm that creative. But I'm good for, hey, remember to, take your vitamins. Hey, remember, let's take a walk. Let's walk up those steps. Reminder just to drink your water. And during the day, someone had stitched my video of me drinking water. Well, my so-called water, which is highly chemically modified. And then all of a sudden, on the train ride home, I'm looking, and all of a sudden, there were 6, 7 people stitching this thing all together. And I can't tell you, people on the train must have thought I was god-awfully, crazy, because I had the biggest shit-eating grin. And I don't mean to swear, but ear to ear of just oh my God, it just made me so happy.
And it was right on time too, man,
was.
because Tony behind the scenes, Tony doesn't give himself enough credit. And he's not oh, woe is me, oh, I'm upset. No, he's just he feels like he's not doing enough or giving enough or what have you. And then as soon as he said that, he had, people in his comments and stitching that video of drinking the water and walking the steps, and that stuff really resonates with people. It really people identify with that. They like those reminders, man. And I keep trying to tell you, and I told you, boom, smacked you right in your face.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it just makes me appreciate everyone that's in here, because honestly, I put stuff out. It gets 100, 200 views, and it just kind of sits there, and I'm not sure who it resonates with, and it's just nice to get something back every once in a while to kind of remind me yeah, you know what, I did reach one person. I reached 7 people. That just kind of took on a life of its own, and I'm just oh wow, that is really cool. It's nice. It makes me feel better about all right, am I really reaching out or reaching anyone? And again, I had the same experience. I didn't do my due diligence. I feel like I didn't with the Climb for a Cure at Fenway Park. And honestly, all of that went out the door when we got there, because Chris was there. You and Amy had showed up, and magically, my family showed up, my kids and my wife showed up, and Jillian and Dano out of nowhere, like a half hour before before we even walked through the doors, Chris is telling me, "Oh yeah, Jillian and Dano are coming." I'm like, "Who? When? What?" I had no clue at all, and I'm like, "Oh, people like we had a cool little group of us, and
Yeah.
we had a great time."
We
And I
had,
actually got to know Jillian and Dano more personally because I had never met them in person, only on here, and it was just a cool experience. Jillian has so much energy, and like I think she had so much energy she didn't know what to do with herself. Dano, complete opposite.
chill.
Back, very chill, like just a solid dude, man. I
But
I really enjoyed their company.
I really think every event or every like a meetup or the party should have someone like Jillian there at the party. She's all about taking the pictures. She's all about creating those memories, man. And it was like the most important thing for her to do and to express that. And it means so much because like where we get so caught up in not wanting to take pictures or how we look and so on and
But
so
you
forth.
see the difference in what
Yeah.
I posted to what she posted.
Yeah.
And it's just like, holy cow. I'm like, why didn't I take more pictures?
I know.
Like, she
Well,
took pictures of everything. She's like, Tony, can you take a picture of this? Like the weirdest little things, like her talking on that little phone and having Dano next to her. She fit that into her post perfectly. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
like, she really she has a vision and she can translate it to her post.
There was a method to her madness for sure.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah, Chris eating the hot dogs, all that. That was pretty funny.
That was funny.
Yeah. So the walk was fun. It was a good time. We enjoyed ourselves. We took pictures. We made memories. We did the whole, 3 rounds where I tried to do one and Tony talked me into doing all three. And I'm glad I did it. And I'm feeling it in my shins and my calves today, big time, by the way.
So like that was my goal. I said 1,800 steps. I have to do it. I mean, my wife thought I was crazy when I texted her because like those were a lot of steps. It really was. Like you don't realize it. And again, Fenway Park, built in 1912, it doesn't have that slight incline stadium feeling. It's you're going on you're on an incline, and those steps they're not like regular steps. They're like odd little short steps that just kind of like extend out. And it's just a weird little ballpark, the way it was designed, and just the feel of the place. But you definitely I was like, oh, I feel great by the end of that second lap around. And by the third one, after we had done the intervals going up, where Rab and I are running up there with Dano, who didn't spill his coffee, by the way.
Not a
Which
drop.
was hilarious.
Not a drop.
Like we did the first half from like the foul pole over to the alleyway. And I was just like, by the time we got over into completely over in the right field section bleachers, I was just like, oh wow, I'm really starting to feel this now.
Yeah.
So it was like if I continue to do that, because obviously those stairs up on right and right field and the center field bleachers are a hell of a lot steeper, and
Yeah.
we probably would have really gassed ourselves by that point.
Yeah.
But it was a good time,
You
and we
made
went
it happen.
to eat afterwards. It was just a nice day out. It was a great time out in Boston.
Well, again, thanks you all. Before we pull up our guests, again, Tony and I would like to thank you all for joining us tonight. We got a good one we're going to be talking about. Tony, do you remember the title of this episode?
Oh,
It was what's next, and then I threw out the red X across that and named it something else. Do you remember?
you put me on the spot because we had thought it was such a great title when it was named off. And I'm sorry, we have to give VSG Bestie credit for this one.
Yeah.
She has so much input in the background, and oh my god, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Look,
Gar, please help us. We're
and what's
struggling
funny
today.
is that I'm asking him like I know because I don't remember. But either way, what's next, man?
Oh, the beginning of forever. Thanks,
yeah,
Rex.
the beginning. The beginning of forever. It was what's next because this next guest that we're having come up to hang out with us um, has is about 4 months post-op, and you know that if you already had the surgery and you're like 11 or 12 months post-op, I'm 11 months. Tony is 13, 14 months, something like
14
that.
months.
Yeah, and I remember how I felt at 4 months post-op, and this gentleman continues to post his videos, and I just feel like, he's not like struggling, but he's just trying to get he's in that phase where he's trying to adapt to all these changes, man, and it becomes pretty difficult, and I imagine so I thought it would be a good idea. Tony and I thought it would be a good idea to bring James up, and kind of wheel in on what he's feeling, what he's going through, and how his journey has been up to this point. So, before I bring James up, I want to remind each and every one of you to tune in on Sunday nights with our sister chat with Talk Barry to Me with VSG Bestie. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. Mondays with Barry Unfiltered at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The rest of the times you should know. And of course, Taco Tuesdays with us. And then Wednesday night with Barry Sisters at 5:30 p.m. Pacific and 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys could do the math in between. Tony and I get to join them tomorrow night, so we're looking forward to hanging out with the Barry Sisters tomorrow night.
Yes, I'm
But
so.
right now, I think we want to go ahead and bring James up and see what James is up to. See how he's feeling. I sent you an invite, James. Come on up and rap to us, brother. What's happening, bro? Welcome.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey man, how you doing, James?
I forgot how to turn this camera on. All right, there we go.
And what's the title again, Tony? James, do you remember the title?
Uh, I want to say it's like the beginning of
I'm
forever.
The
beginning of
beginning
forever.
of forever.
I
The
got
beginning
y'all.
of forever.
I'm telling you, it is the lack of oxygen for the last like 3 days since we stopped walking.
Hey man, I love being normal, man. Hey, it's
Yeah,
just being normal, right, James?
absolutely, man.
It's all good in the neighborhood. James, what surgery did you have and when?
On December the 18th of 2023, I had the Sadie S procedure.
The Sadie procedure. I've heard so much about the Sadie, but I don't know a lot about it. I had RNY. I know that, with the RNY, I still got my stomach in there, and they cut my small intestines in half and then did all the stuff. Enough about me, but what do they do with the Sadie? Are you familiar exactly what they do?
Yeah, I'm a little familiar. So what it is, it's kind of like the sleeve and the bypass combined. All right.
Oh,
Yeah, and so what happens is they take out like the sleeve part. They'll take out like 75 to 80% of your stomach, um, and then they'll connect it to like the bottom half of your small intestine. Okay,
right.
so and with that being done, what happens is your body only absorbs like half of the like nutrition and like calories and all that stuff.
Right. No, Haley, it wasn't a revision. It was just a straight up Sadie.
Yeah, they just
Um,
held Mary with me and threw me into the straight, the deep end.
so did they take out your stomach or is it still in there like the bypass?
No, it's out. They took out like 80% of it.
So
Okay.
just like this, so they part of it's like they do the sleeve. They take 80% of your stomach.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like a combined thing of both of them. Yeah.
It's it's just amazing what they do with these surgeries,
I
man.
know. I'm trying to think about it now, and I'm just like, how do they fit it all back together? And
Man,
that's
listen,
for
I
them to
listen to
know. And
YouTube on
people,
it. I watch YouTube videos on it and everything. It's just wild how
It's
I.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So why the Sadie and not the bypass?
Well, what happened is, I'm a big guy. Well, I mean, I'm shrinking, but I was starting out. I was big, man. They said because my BMI was so high
Okay.
that they wanted to do that instead.
They wanted to be more aggressive.
Correct.
So
yeah.
what was your starting weight?
At my heaviest weight, man, I was 623 pounds. All right.
23.
Yeah, and then at my surgery weight, I was 575, and now today, well, as of last Wednesday, I'm 482.
That's awesome, man. Hell yeah.
Awesome, brother.
Hell yeah.
I'm proud of you.
It's falling off, man.
Oh man, and I can tell.
Yeah. How do you feel though physically?
Oh man, hey, honestly, I feel 100. I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
So
Like
what are the NSVs that you can name off the top of your head so far?
I can walk a mile without stopping. I'm breathing. I'm no longer a diabetic. I mean, it was just straight off the head. I mean, and plus, I mean, dude, my clothes are so big now. I'm like, I'm getting ready to head to the Goodwill or something and do like a shopping spree there for a minute.
That's an NSV right there too, and seriously, it is the best feeling of. And you're gonna notice that you're gonna still head towards that larger section, but when you start to realize, like, oh, I don't need that size anymore, and you're moving down that rack, it's an amazing feeling, man. I'm proud of you. You're doing so awesome, man.
Oh yeah. And you'll be surprised at how many times you go back to that rack. I mean, I've gone to that rack like 3 or 4 times now, and I'm like, damn, man, I'm gonna have to go back. You know, it just keeps falling off. You think you got it all, and you get to where you're like you get complacent. You're like, okay, well, this is where I'm gonna be at. Next thing you know, bam. Jamie in the comments says, what size you need? What size you need? Like he might be able to pass some things off to you, James, for real. So my 715-pound life no more. Jamie, definitely reach out to him if you're not following him already. You know.
Yeah, I think we follow each other already.
Yeah. So that would be a blessing for real. I mean, exchanging some clothes. I've done it. I've given some guys some clothes on here as well that I've fallen out of. So you're how many months post-op for, right?
On the 18th, I was 4 months. That was like 4 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty excited about it, man. I even went to Mexico a week or two ago. Man, unbelievable.
And how was that experience?
Hey, listen, you see a big boy coming to the water like that and coming out of it. Hey, I'm feeling good.
I know that's right.
You're moving around on that. You're moving around better and everything, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. It was great.
Yeah. So we had a small interaction in comments of one of your posts, and I just kind of wanted to put it out there only because I want like your feedback from it, but I also want everyone else in the comments to kind of see it because this is something that we all experience. Now you had posted something I think it was probably last week, and you had said that you thought you were doing something wrong because you had only dropped 1 pound. And I kind of was just kind of throwing it out there to you, just saying, hey, you know what? It's all part of the process. You know, it happens to the best of us, myself including. Like when I got down to about 100, when I lost about 100 pounds, I hit like my very first like real long stall. Like I would stall for like a week here and there, but it would start to come off again. But I hit a stall for about 3 weeks, and it was going to a month, where I was just like, what am I doing? I'm like, why am I not, like, I was so used to dropping 10 pounds, 12 pounds, 13 pounds in a week. And it was only like 1 pound, 2 pounds. Like, and it was all these small little numbers that I was just freaking out. Like, why am I stalling out like this? And it was being in this community that people were reassuring me that, you know, I wasn't crazy and things were going the way they were supposed to, as planned. Just be patient. And when it all hit me in perspective, when I looked at the end of the month and I was down another 15 pounds. And I'm like, all right, well, yes, it's not a week, but I'm down another 15 pounds. And that's the way the rest of my journey went, was after the first 100 pounds came off, the next 75 came off slower. And it's not that, like, your body needs to adjust. I mean, we're all big guys. I was a big guy. Like, I'm still a big guy, but at 425 pounds, like you hold on to a lot of excess water, and like there's a lot of water weight there. And your body needs to adjust because if your body's going to absolutely freak out. If you're dropping 15 pounds a week, it thinks it's dying. And I mean, yes, we love seeing the weight come off, and coming from like being bigger guys, you want that weight to come off because it motivates you, it keeps you excited, and then when it just hits that dead stop, it is the most disheartening thing in the world, and you think that you've done something wrong, but you've been following the plan the whole time. And just I want you to realize, and I want people in the chat to realize that your body needs time to adjust. It's a lot of weight to drop in a very short period of time, and patience is one of the biggest things in this journey. Yes, you see people drop 175 pounds in a year. Some people drop 90 pounds in a year. It's 90 pounds or 175 pounds or 200 pounds that, someone doesn't have, but they're still going through their journey. You still have 18 months of like basically grace of, that honeymoon phase. It's just a matter of like taking advantage of those 18 months. But you need to realize that there are adjustment periods in that 18 months. So make those adjustments, be patient, and don't get discouraged. And if you are getting discouraged, go back and look at photos, take measurements. Seriously, I haven't dropped in weight. I've been the same weight since December. And the minute I showed up, and we were in what, Edison in March?
Mm-hmm.
We're at the end of basically mid to late April, and Chris and Rab both said to me, "You've lost weight since we last saw you." And I'm like, "No, I'm still the same weight, but just your physical appearance changes." So you need to take those things into account too. So I don't want you to get discouraged if the scale's not moving. Your clothes could be changing. Your mobility could be changing. You could be doing things that you weren't able to do 6 months ago. So be proud of the weight that you've lost, but be prouder of the things that you are capable of doing that you couldn't do before. And that's my long-winded spiel.
Yeah, I remember, if I'm not mistaken, I would say, yeah, and like Bariatric Bro says right there, Tony, he said he could see it in your face since Jersey. I told him the same thing the other day. He's like, I don't see it. I'm not changing in the scale. I'm like, dude, your face is getting skinnier. Stop. But what I was saying is like 3 or 4 months, I think it's safe to say that your body is still healing, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, 3 4 months, you just straight up got lacerated on the inside, ripped out and put back together. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously.
You are
I mean,
seriously killing your journey right now. You are absolutely killing it, and you should be
yeah,
very proud of what you are.
yeah, hell yeah. And you got you got so much more to come that's gonna be changing, man. I mean, I'm just super excited for you, James. Um, and the accomplishments that you're making and you feeling yourself, but I just feel like though sometimes, because I was there just a few short months ago, don't ever doubt the process, trust the process. You're going to reach your goals. Is one of the reasons why they said Sadie and not RNY or to sleeve. They know, trust the process. You're doing amazing, and I hope you keep it up. In regards to your health goals, and I'm glad you're feeling better about your health. You've alleviated the diabetes. Did you say you had sleep apnea or no?
No, I didn't have that.
No
Fortunately,
sleep apnea, so that's a blessing. So I mean, at it's awesome, man. So
it's definitely an experience. That's for sure.
yeah. What difficulties are you having?
Um, getting protein. I mean, man, I'm telling you, that's a job in itself right there.
It is, right? All day trying to get the protein in, the right amount of calories and the fluids and stuff. And again, I feel like it's really early. I could be wrong, and we are all different. And just a disclaimer, real quick, none of us up here are providers. We're not therapists, and neither one of us are nutritionists. So please No, we're just some guys who experienced bariatric surgery. Um, from what I'm told is that from what I understand is because you're healing and you're getting used to increasing your food or taking in foods that you couldn't stand anymore. I could say that probably for me, when I got like to the eighth or ninth month, I started to feel like I could take in more food or I could accept food that I didn't like anymore, like bread and chocolate, no sugar added pudding and those things. They started to become easier to get down and I was able to hold on to them. But another thing that I've found, I think, is to be true is that when you do find yourself in what we call or what is called stalls, if you increase your intake on water and protein, it will help alleviate those stalls. It's like your body is talking to you and saying, hey, I need more. And if I can't get more, then I'm stuck here. You want to know why? Because I'm holding on to this. I want to hold on to this. I don't want to let it go because I don't know when you're going to feed me what I need again. So those are things to take into consideration, and I believe that to be true. And I say that only because of what I've experienced on this last climb for a cause with Tony the other day. We were going up these steps, right? And over again, we did it like three times. I don't know how many, daggone 1,800 and some odd steps.
Yeah, it was 1804 was the exact number.
Yo, I was so excited because I was able to eat a hot dog and a half. And I'm telling you, there's no way if I didn't walk up those steps the way that we did and get the blood flowing in my body, the energy going, there's no way I would have gotten a whole hot dog and a half. And I truly felt accomplished, man. And I felt really good. And it's like the more you move your body, the more you can get used to it, the more you recover from this surgery, this serious surgery that you just put your body through, that weight is going to just start falling off even faster. That's just my opinion.
So, are you doing anything to like keep? What are you doing to keep yourself active? Are there things that you like to do?
Oh yeah, man. I play basketball. I like to shoot basketball. I walk. I work out. I lift weights. Yeah, I mean, everything like that. I mean, I'm good with it, and especially lately. I mean, I can do a lot more.
Now we talked before. We'll jump off of the surgery in a way, and let's get into a little bit of personal things now, James. We talked a little bit the other day when I gave you a phone call, and you had shared with me that you're a single dad, um, and and I just kind of wanted to touch on how that has been for you. Is your mental intact? How's your mental doing?
No, I mean, for the most part, I mean, it seems all right. I mean, for the most part, it's okay. And there's a couple things I'm like maybe like just realizing that I am losing as much weight as I am,
Mm.
and getting into everything like that, and just the whole aspect of it, just comprehending everything that's going on.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is just starting to get used to the changes and you know how it's okay to accept my own self rather than anyone else accepting me. Like, what does it feel like to lose this weight, to drop this weight, and move on through life? So yeah, what has that been like for you? Like, what is that thought process for you?
I mean, I really don't know to be honest with you. It's just like I just try to go with it day by day. I take everything like it comes, man. I mean,
So check this out. So like it's funny that you answer me this way because I haven't talked to Tony about this, but we're gonna talk about it right now. Um um I had talked to a very brother of ours today, and he brought to my attention that, why is it, and I respect the way he feels, whatever. but he's like, why is it that men are getting together and talking about, what they may be going through mentally and emotionally and crying about it? How come they just don't get it done and just do it? You know, and I really, the only answer I had for him was that people experience things in different ways, what have you. Um, but at the end of the day, I feel like, I've recently talked about how important it is that I want to start to get moving and get going and start, you know, um, getting in the gym and start trying to do as much as I can now while I can, rather than wait until I can't and regret that I, didn't take care of what I need to take care of in the first place. And the only way that this happens, if we just, stop talking about it and start being about it. But does that create a space where men shouldn't be able to react emotionally about what it is that they're experiencing?
I mean, I wouldn't think
And
so.
that's a question for the both of you and those of you who are in the chat.
I mean, I'm pretty comfortable with myself. So like, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm kind of sensitive sometimes in some areas. So it's like my emotions kind of get the best of me at times. So I mean, like right now, I'm getting ready to take on this 100-day challenge to like work out once a day for 100 days. Um, my brother, he runs a gym and he's going to train me. So I mean, that's cool. So we're going to do that. And I mean, I talk to my brother about everything, man. We just talk about everything.
Your brother's a good support system.
Oh yeah, man. He's my go-to usually.
That's your go-to. That's awesome. But what, like, when you say you get sensitive about some things, what things do you get sensitive about, if you don't mind sharing?
Oh yeah, it's no big deal. Just recently, like the other day, it's like I went and checked my mail. My mail lady was like, "Hey, you're starting to look good." I'm like, dang man, did I not look good before?
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, what's going on? I mean, stuff like that. It's like, I don't know, it's little comments, stuff like that get to me sometimes. I try not to let it, but I don't know. It's just new.
Hmm. So you mean when someone is, so how does it make you feel though? Like if someone, like, when you get, because I we've had that conversation before, Tony, where we've talked about people who didn't compliment before. We just had this conversation just a couple weeks ago, where we had talked about how someone will, you know,
That hasn't spoken to you.
yeah, that hasn't spoken to you, is acknowledging where you are now, and then like, and like James just said, what, you didn't notice me before and now you are, like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
have you noticed any changes, like, with people that you interacted with? um
Or new people who you haven't interacted with before is just starting to notice you.
No. All right. So being coming back to the single dad thing. All right.
yeah,
So the confidence has boosted up a little bit.
yeah.
And so now that's just a different level now. So I mean, I'd be like, "What up, girl?" And I'm a little bit of everything now.
And confidence is a big thing, and it doesn't matter if you're a big guy. I mean, women, respond to confidence, and if you're confident, usually you can probably get something back positive, and that because that's all they want. They want someone who's confident. They don't want someone who's going to be, very like nonchalantly, like not confident with themselves and questions themselves, and is not take charge. And that's just in my point of view. I feel like when you're trying to per se woo someone, they want someone who's able to make decisions, take charge, and be confident with their decision.
Mm-hmm.
um, I think that that's a good quality, that men that we're brought up with to have.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
like growing up, and like I say, I'm gonna shoot back to high school years. Like man, I've always been a big guy. Played football, all that jazz. But I was always the friend You know, it's like the friend zone immediately.
Yep.
And now I've had a couple of people be like, "Hey, what's up?" And it's like it's weird.
See, now you're the friend with the big D in the glass case, breaking case of emergency.
Uh, absolutely.
It just cracking me up.
How's your son taking everything, man?
I mean, he loves it, man. I can do a lot more with him. Yeah, he like yesterday went to the grocery store was going back.
Oh, I think you muted yourself.
There you go.
Oh, I think you muted yourself. There you go. Oh, who's got an earpiece on?
Should be straight now, James.
How are you now? Yeah, you're
Should
good.
be straight now, James.
No. How are you now? Yeah, you should be straight now, James. How are you now?
Yeah, so we got a little bit of feedback from James, but give him a second and I'll unmute you and just let that marinate for a minute. While we have a moment, I want to thank each and every one of you for all the likes. It's much appreciated. Thanks for sharing the live. We appreciate all the love. Don't forget that if you all miss an episode, that you can hop on the YT. All the lives are downloaded there. Meet our sister chat, Barry. Come talk Barry to me with BSG Bestie every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's funny because you get caught up reading. You got feedback too there, James. I don't know what it's from, but
Did he swipe up?
did I?
No, can he swipe up?
Oh yeah, that's right. Let me see if you can swipe up and swipe back down, James. Swiper, get to swiping. Swiper, stop swiping.
You can tell you're a grandfather.
Yeah, and thanks a lot, VSG Best. You're always there. We appreciate you so much. We got a code BME in the link in the bio. Check it out. Come hang out with us at Bariatric Society Retreat, November 7th through through the 10th.
Yeah, through the 10th.
November 7th through the 10th. Bariatric Retreat, Road to 100 Men. Everybody is definitely welcome. We would just really like to go on a hard push to get 100 men to join us at the Bariatric Retreat. So again, there's a link for more information in the bio. You tried swiping up. Let's see what you unmute it now, James. See what's happening. I know I can't wait for the retreat either, VSG Living. I think you're good to go now, James.
Let's see.
Back in stride again. It would be cool, Chris. You coming? It'd be good to have you and meet you in person for sure. There it is, Bariatric Bro.
Thank you, bro.
November 7th and 10th, San Diego, California at Paradise Point Resort. Link is in the bio. Code is BME. Yeah, pull up, Chris. It'd be nice to have you.
Yes.
So
James, if you can, that'd be cool too. And if you are not able to go, if you have any bariatric friends that are men, point that out to them because those tickets are actually going to start going pretty quick because they have announced a lot of their speakers and stuff. So we want to make sure that there are still tickets left for those 100 men to make sure they get there.
And it's in San Diego.
Bro to his goal.
Yeah, it's in San Diego.
Hey, listen, I might try to shoot for that, man.
You should.
Yeah, and you get a little bit of money off with that code BME.
I'm gonna look into that.
And
cool.
Also, if it is something that you want to consider, please don't hesitate to reach out to Tony and myself. I mean, I'm going to be able to make it. Tony's still on the fence about it. I don't think he's going to be able to make it. But I'll be there. And so far, I got one roommate. You know what I'm saying? So the more, the merrier.
Down that cost.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see with y'all, man.
Yeah, heck yeah. It would be a blast. And we're not going to sleep. From what I hear, we don't sleep at the retreat.
Ain't no need
That's
for it, man. Ain't no need.
no
Huh?
sleep at the
That's what the
retreat.
plane ride home is for.
So what are your next plans, man? What's the deal? You got any follow-ups coming up?
I got my 6 month thing here in a couple months, but that's about it. But as of right now, man, I'm just gonna live life like I can.
Now, are you working with your bariatric team? Like, how often are you meeting with them, and like, how are your appointments going?
Like I just done my 3 month one back in March. They usually call me like once a week just to be like, "Hey, what's up?" But I mean, other than that, man, everything is cool with them.
So, what are your what are your long-term goals heading forward, like into the for your first year? Like, how are you setting up your goals? Are you setting up small goals? Do you have one large goal you want to achieve?
Man, my overall goal, I'm just gonna say my overall goal is just to get down to like 300 right now. All right. And what's that?
This, my friend,
I'm like a squirrel. I'm like, hey.
is a ProCare calcium dark chocolate candy bar. Well, piece of chocolate. And if you're interested, there's only 3 days left. They're gonna sell out. Link is in the bio.
And guess who just got a bag?
Go figure.
And if you like chocolate like I do, which since surgery I've done nothing but like really like crave chocolate, which is crazy. How is it wrapped? Because I haven't even tried it yet. I'm about to try it right now, and I'm having trouble getting this wrapper open.
Well, you see me ignoring the hell out of James right now. I'm hoping that you ask him a question or two or create some
You
type of
got me so
communication.
focused on the
conversation with
chocolate.
him.
I'm sorry,
I'm
James.
over here trying to eat my chocolate, and you're supposed to be holding it down.
Rab turned into a squirrel with his ADHD. So
Listen, you brought that out and you was like, I'm like, oh, what's that? Hey.
you see what happened? Just like everything else, I'm just as bad. It's like, ooh, chocolate. I could have gone off screen for that one.
James,
Yeah, what's up, man?
how's love life?
Oh, you know what? I'm just focusing on me right now, man.
Focusing on you?
That's it. I mean, I'll talk to people, but like right now it's just me, man.
No, I feel like focus on you. It's really important, and I'm not saying that there are people who meet after surgery, and we see plenty of people on this app meeting.
Mm-hmm.
We got a few love stories going on right now, so but I think the focus on yourself and learning to really love yourself and to really give that focus, and it's very easy to get distracted, get complacent, and this is just my opinion, and take it with a grain of salt. If your focus is on you, then let it be about you, because we all have something to work on individually, and if giving ourselves enough attention so we can be the best version of ourselves, that's something we need to do. And if you want to be your focus, then let you be your focus.
Yeah, listen, like the way I feel, man, I can't love somebody else if I can't love myself yet.
I know that's right.
So I mean, that's what I'm shooting for right now.
Good people.
And you got to learn how to do that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And so so listen, I ain't gonna turn it down if it comes around, but it's like I ain't rushing anything.
Yeah, you're not pressing it.
Yeah,
It's not the first thing that you're focused on.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting your health right. You're getting accustomed to the new body,
Mm-hmm.
how things are starting to feel.
I'm like a brand new shit going down the block, boy.
You out here. I know that's right. No,
Give advice to someone. Like, actually, you know what? Not someone. What advice would you give to yourself if you want to go back? Let's go back a year. What advice would you give to yourself?
That's tough right there. Man, put down that Twinkie. No,
Really?
no, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what I'd tell myself, man. That's a tough question, to be honest with you. I don't know really.
What?
It's fair.
But look, hold on. I want to know this. Like, what was it for you that you were like? Because I remember me, I was like, damn, man, um, I just got to go ahead and get this surgery.
What was your moment?
Yeah.
What was the moment that said I need to change?
All right, so all right, so we about to dive into the deep end. All right,
We searched and we found.
now I'd probably say about a year ago, man. I caught a bad blood infection in my leg, and it about killed me. And done it twice, like three months apart, and that's when I found out I was diabetic and all this other jazz going on. And they told me that if I would have came in 3 hours later, I would have came in. I'd have been dead. So I was like, dang, all right. I'm like, and this is probably at my heaviest, 623. Okay. And so I'm like, I got to do something, and I can't let my kids grow up without a dad. And that was big right there for me. And so that was my turning point.
So let me give you. So it's a lot harder to ask ourselves that question, and sometimes it's a lot easier for us to give advice to people. What would you tell someone who may be considering bariatric surgery or may have already had it and are even earlier in their journey than you? What advice would you give them?
Take it one day at a time. I mean, I'm still struggling with that part myself, but just breathe, and it's gonna be all right.
All right. It's good, solid advice.
Breathe. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah,
Now, does anyone down in the chat have any comments, or not comments, but questions for James?
And James, do you fish, man?
I do. Hey, listen, I'm a country boy, man. I'm from Kentucky, and I do it all. I fish, camp, all that good stuff.
Now, what do you fish for? You fish for bass, catfish?
You know, whatever bite my line, I'll take it.
Whatever's biting my line, I will take it. Look, so in the comments while we're sitting here talking to you, these gentlemen are down here in the comments talking about they want to set up a bariatric fishing tournament.
Well, Titan wants to throw it out there, and I love to fish. And honestly, that conversation came up with me and Dano during the walk around there because Jillian was like, "You like to fish? Dano likes to fish. You guys should hang out." So yes, fishing is a big thing, and if
Hey,
we
don't
have
be
fishermen
surprised. Don't be surprised. We will set
it
something
would
up.
be a really good time.
As long as y'all take the fish off the hook for me and put the worms on the hook for me.
You gotta have bass thumb, right? James, am I lying? You gotta earn bass thumb.
So you gotta get it, bub.
Hey, you got a pair of pliers I can stand on the fish and pull the hook out of his mouth.
Yeah, it's not like you're taking a pickerel or a pike off of that thing. You use your hands.
Nah, man, that thing's flat. It's got eyes and stuff. I'm not touching none of them things, man. I watch. I'll lay out in the sun.
So we need to find out. Are we talking freshwater or are we talking saltwater?
Because James, like, keep that man off my boat. I like Rap right here on TikTok. I ain't messing with him on the boat. Don't bring him on the boat. Look.
Don't bring him on a boat because we all be swimming.
Yep. Yep. Hey, James, if there's no bug spray, I'm not in it, man. I'm out.
Hey, I stay stocked up, brother. We good.
That's awesome. That's good, man. Now I know there are other people that like to fish in. I never even thought of that.
Yeah, man. It'll be fun.
And what was the title of this episode?
Damn you, Rev. The beginning of forever.
The beginning of forever. That's
Am I right?
Yeah, you're good.
It is.
All right. See? Yeah. Under pressure. Cool under pressure. That's Tony D.
Coming in clutch.
It only took me 48 minutes to figure it out, but
Oh man,
I just forgot again. But hey, look, James, man, thanks for coming out and hanging out with us, man.
hey, it's my pleasure, man.
Hey, you know what? What'd you say, James? I'm sorry.
You're good. I've been watching y'all since I came out of surgery, man, and y'all it, man.
Hey,
Hey,
you know what? We
we've been wa-
appreciate you being there since the beginning too.
we've been watching you since you came out of surgery. I think I've sent you a message before you even had surgery to hit us up after you had it.
You
You
did.
know. So I mean,
That's
I'm
what's great
glad
about
we
this
had made the
community.
connection, man, and we just, at the end of the day, we just want to make sure it doesn't matter how many followers you have. It doesn't matter who's following who, what, where you come from, Kentucky country boy. I don't care, man. We are here for you, bro. So
I
Yes,
appreciate that.
and
as
that's what
much as we
resonates. And
can.
that's what resonates with this community is we resonated with James early on, but watching his story from the beginning resonates with us as well. So you inspire us just as much as we may inspire you, and that's what's great about everyone in this community is that yes, we're up here once a week and we can sit up here and do what we do and people take it for what it is. And if we resonate with you, that's awesome. But there are tons of people in this community that are in the comments. There are tons of people who are in lives every single day that sit there and they talk bariatrics with everyone and they give the solid advice. This is where we all started from. We were in everyone's lives. We were basically just sitting in a box or sitting in the chat giving our support. And this was a way for us to be able to try to give back to the community on one night a week. And now it's, we 4 or 5 days a week now. We have people giving back to the community. But it's that every day, people who are on there every day, not just from 8 to 9 or from 5:30 to 8:30. There are people in this community that resonate with each other and support each other, and that's the gratitude I have, is that it's not just us that are doing and making the difference in the community. It's all of us doing it together.
That's right.
I love this community, man. Hey, listen, I'll just pop into like certain like random chats I see and just be like, "What up?"
Yeah.
But don't be afraid to talk and be supportive, because we're all there for each other. And honestly, like, your experiences may resonate with someone else, and you may not resonate with everyone, but you have to be out. We have to understand that is that every one of our journeys is different, and certain aspects of our journey will resonate with others, and then other parts of our journey will resonate with a whole other group. So there's value in everything that we experience, because you're going to see the same thing come back towards you from others. So,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to speak up and to you know, talk about your experience with others, because it makes a difference. And I feel like your journey is going to be one that everyone's going to resonate towards, because you have something, you have something to offer to everyone.
Appreciate that.
So we
Yeah,
appreciate you.
that's one of the big reasons I started doing TikTok in the first place is just man, if I can help, like you say, one person, I mean, I'm solid.
And
That's
that's what
right.
it's about.
That's it. Just one, right? And that what everybody says, just one. And that's all that matters, man. And that's really what this conversation was all about, is letting James, that you got brothers here, man, and we care about you and we want to see you succeed. So if we can be there for you emotionally, we can't be there for you obviously because we're not professionals and we're not therapists. But yeah,
If you need
hey,
a shoulder to, to
yeah,
lean on, we're here for you, and there are tons of other people in this community that are here for you as well. So
I
don't
appreciate
hesitate to reach out to any of us, because we care and we want to see you be successful, because our success is just as important as your success, because we all resonate with each other. We're all on a weight loss journey, and I cheerlead because I want to make sure that people feel the same way that I do. And it's the same way with everyone else in the community. Is that, you know what? People, we are so used to people putting us down, telling us that we're going to fail, that there needs to be more of the cheerleading going on and people wanting to see people succeed. There's no jealousy. There shouldn't be any jealousy. We should all want to be healthy because then we could all celebrate that together. And there ain't nothing better than getting together with a bunch of bariatric people and celebrating, because I've experienced it. It is a great time. And I would love to be able to celebrate with each and every one of you.
I really do wish, you know, I could get paid to just go on meetups and just we could just all just meet each other and get paid for doing it. You know, I love it.
Yeah, I do too. And just the vibe that you get from everyone and the motivation that you get from everyone when you meet them in person, it is the biggest love fest you are ever going to see. And it is nothing but just positivity that's just beaming from like one side of the room to the other.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna come to one of these.
Oh, it's a
Definitely.
good time. How far is Kentucky from Tennessee?
I literally live like 10 minutes away from Tennessee.
All right, because there's a meetup in Gatlinburg,
About an hour and a
July
half away.
July 24th or 22nd. I'll be there too. Hit me in the DMs and I'll give you the details.
Yeah, all right, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Another,
if
what
that's that close, man, we could meet up
Saturday they
there.
got what, Greensboro?
Yeah, Saturday. Yep, Bariatric Society's got the Greensboro meetup this the 27th, right?
St. Louis this weekend. Dano's going out to he's doing the Tough Mudder out there with a bunch of other bariatric patients. Moba Sherry, um, Misty. Who else is out there? There's a bunch of people going out to that thing.
Hmm. Yeah, look, there's a lot of meetups going on. There's one they're trying to put together in Texas.
Yeah. So honestly, like if you don't
Amber,
have
just
to
DM me,
drive,
Amber. I'll get you the info for that.
you
Yeah,
don't
definitely
have to
text me or something.
drive 600 miles. There are local ones. If you look and you stay within this community, people are always posting stuff for something that's going on, whether it's local. I didn't realize how many bariatric people were local in New England, and
Yeah.
we've already started talking about trying to set other stuff up. So,
What'd
and
you
it
say,
doesn't matter.
James?
Go ahead,
Huh?
James.
Did you say something?
Oh no, I was just agreeing with Tony.
Like
So,
seriously, like it doesn't matter how many people go. I mean, if Rab and I went out and hung out, dude, it's a good time. But you know, if you had 20 people, you know, it's just a bigger party. But like, go out there. You know, we make connections on this app, on this platform, whether it's on here or on another platform. If you develop friendships with people and they, you know, you people are and they vibe together, go out there, go do stuff together, keep each other accountable, keep each other motivated. I mean, there are a ton of friendships, dude. Rab's like my brother now.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
there's so much
like
there.
in the last month, we've hung out like 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
no,
We'll be out there in Missouri soon, Amanda. Just stay tuned for sure. They're having that tough mudder out there in St. Louis.
don't forget, a year from now, we're gonna be out there for JBY
Yeah, JBY.
out in
So
St.
with that
Louis.
being said, I know we're cutting close on time. There's a couple of things Tony and I wanted to share. The first thing is that on the 6th, Tony and I are going to go live with Fade Away Ryan, who is a licensed therapist, and we're going to talk about pulling together a space for men to talk about mental health on a different platform and setting that up so that we're not restricted with the things that we say and the things that we discuss. And we're going to try to pull away a little bit from TT and design the space for us men to get together and discuss some things in a group atmosphere. And that'll be starting up on May 6th. So we'll have a live here May 6th to discuss those details. And then moving forward, once a month, every month, we're going to have this group that we put together that's going to allow us to focus mainly on mental health and touching bases like shop talk to kind of give us that space to have that conversation with Fadeaway Ryan. Fadeaway Ryan should be in the comments. Make sure you're following him as well. Also, Tony and I would also like to give a shout out to Miss Lady Maria and Regs is Regs is getting smaller. As a they're our moderators, and we appreciate them for all that they do for Bari Male Experience. Again, don't forget to check out our sister chat, Talk Barry to Me with VSG Bestie on Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific. Tomorrow night, Tony D and I will be hanging out with the Berry Sisters. So check us out tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. And next Wednesday is April 30th, right? Yeah, April 30th.
Yeah,
Is
I
it?
believe so.
Someone say yes, April 30th. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, April 30th, next Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, we're going to have Rob and Murph from the waiting table hanging out with us. So we're looking forward to having them on our platform here on TikTok next Tuesday. What'd you say,
Yeah.
Tony?
And so, of course, Maria already beat me to it, but don't forget that VSG Bestie is going to be on Barry Connected podcast tomorrow at 1 p.m. So if you details, check it out on her link and check it out. You don't want to miss that.
It's
gonna be
1 p.m. Central Time too.
Oh
So,
yeah, 1 p.m.
yeah,
Central.
1 p.m. Central Time. Check out VSG Bestie. She'll be chatting it up with Brenda and ProCare. Very connected tomorrow afternoon. Bariatric Society, November 7th through the 10th. Code BME, link is in the bio if you want some more information about that. If there's any questions that you all have that we didn't get to, don't hesitate to email Tony and myself at barimaleexperience@gmail.com. Subscribe to the YT. You can subscribe to Bari Male Experience. We'd love to have you. And again, we appreciate each and every one of you. We're at 19,000.8 likes. We appreciate them all. Thanks for hanging out with us. What'd you say, James? You got something to say?
I love y'all, man.
We love you back, man. Thanks for joining us, brother.
I appreciate
Hey,
you.
thanks for hanging out. Tony's got a mouthful of dark chocolate from ProCare.
It's
Link
so
is in the
good.
bio. Peace.